and Brees Hall ended up throwing the game-winning touchdown to him, so that was nice to see. I'll run through a couple of these. Wow, you're in a tough spot here, Forever Young. Mac Jones, Jacoby Brissett, or CJ Stroud.
Mm.
Wow. I mean, Patrick Surtain the second is not playing this week. Nico Collins is back. Let's go with CJ Stroud. I'm not trusting Jacoby Brissett. Mac Jones, I don't think they have to do too much to beat the Giants today, so and Christian McCaffrey's going to get the ball a lot. Let's go with CJ Stroud. I think he has the highest upside there. Quentin Johnson, Diggs or Christian Watson the flex. Let's go Diggs. We've kind of touched on that one. Safest PPR spot there. Stroud or Lawrence Huff. That's a good one for you. I like Trevor Lawrence against
I'd
that
probably go
awful
Trevor against
Vegas
Vegas.
defense. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Flex one, Ferguson, Butte, or Sutton. I think this is a spot where you can go with the double tight end flex. I don't see Ferguson dudding 2 weeks in a row. Was not involved on National Tight End Week, and now he's here. T. Higgins or Tyron Tracy? Definitely T. Higgins. We're not sitting him. I know Tyron Tracy has a starting job, but that Niners defense, even without their big names, is tough to run against. Would you rather have a Buka, Odunze, and Etienne, or a Monra and Wandale Robinson in an eight-man? In an eight-man. I mean, I'm guessing you probably have better running backs than Etienne, so let's go with the Monra and Wandale Robinson. Any chance you can get Monra, I think you get him. Huff, here's a great one for you. Daniel Jones or Justin Herbert this week?
Mm. I think the Steelers game is going to be high scoring, so I'd say Daniel Jones. I think he could run one in.
Yeah, Daniel Jones looking like an MVP
We
candidate.
always have
Tough
a
to
problem
sit.
with running
But
quarterbacks.
Justin Herbert, man, he just slings the ball all week
Who do the
long.
Chargers play? I think I'm blanking on who
They
the
have,
Titans.
yeah, they're minus 500 against that weak Titans defense. I don't know if I
That's
could sit
tough.
Justin Herbert. I really don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd probably go Herbert.
Herbert just
I have
slings the
Daniel
rock.
Jones in my one league, and I'm not sitting him against the Steelers defense.
Yeah, but Justin Herbert, I mean, he's one of the best in the league this year. You got to kind of stick
Yeah,
with him.
yeah.
Chiefs or Bills? We'll get to that game here shortly. Dowdle or Bam Knight? Oof, I'm gonna go with Bam Knight. I think he has a big week against that Dallas defense. As the true running back, one this week coming off of the bye. I know Rico Dowdle just stole the job from Chuba Hubbard, but let's go Bam Knight against Dallas. We're gonna run through the rest of these and get to our next games. Trey Horton or Parker Washington? Let's go Parker Washington with Travis Hunter out for a while. Abik Patel, what's up, buddy? Steals, Bills, parlay locked and loaded. All right, what's up, buddy? Not bad. Henderson or Trace? Let's go Henderson in his first career start. Start two, Adams, London, Genti, and Monango, the starting running back for the Bears this
Yeah.
week. I'm going
Yeah.
Devontae Adams and Drake London. Actually, not Drake London. He's got Christian Gonzalez mashed up with him. I start Genti every chance I get. I'm going Adams, Genti. I know Puka's back. Let's go Adams and Genti. Thanks for the follow, Logan. Start with the flex. Debo, DJ Moore, or Travion Henderson. Let's go Travion Henderson, getting that true start. Jalen Warren or Tyrone Tracy. Ooh, I like Jalen Warren, but that Colts team's nice. Let's go Tyrone Tracy. Even with Cup and every Seahawks wide receiver hurt, yeah, I don't think they have to throw too much to win tonight. I'm not too sold on that Commanders team. Yeah, I'm going to go with Parker Washington. I think that he actually has some value with Travis Hunter out and against that weak Raiders defense. Keep your chats coming. Let's get into our next game, Huff.
Yeah. Our next one's an NFC matchup with the 49ers coming over to New York, or I guess New Jersey, to take on the Giants. Giants are getting 2.5 points here on MGM, over under 48.5. Giants money line is plus 120. Niners minus 145. I'm going to buy the half point and take the Giants plus the 3 at home. I don't think the 49ers keep picking up these wins against these cross-country teams, these early 10 o'clock body clock games. I'm going to take them to maybe drop one here. I like the Giants to win this, but I'm going to take the 3 points and buy that half point. I think I got it at minus 118 when I took it this morning, but this Giants team's playing pesky. I don't think the injury to Scatabo really changes much of their kind of,
Wow. Wow.
the I don't know, vibe of that team. I guess obviously, yeah, it definitely hurts, but I think the position that matters is Dart at quarterback. The defense is starting to play a little bit better. I'm not big on this 49ers team. I think they drop one here. I'm going to take the G-men.
They keep showing you wrong, though. I mean, Mac Jones, Huff, when are you going to believe? How much more does he have to do to make you a believer
I've
that
taken him
he's
a couple times. I've taken him a couple
I
times
know,
this year.
but
I
they
just think
keep
this is a
winning
tough
football
spot. 10
games.
o'clock body clock game against a tough defense.
I know.
I
I'll tell
think
you what,
Dart's
though.
able to put up some points in this one too.
The best player on the field is Christian McCaffrey. George Kittle looks like he's back, and Kyle Shanahan's a much better coach than Brian Daboll, in my
I
opinion.
might sprinkle a Dart first touchdown in this one. The
Wow,
rush
yeah.
one in.
I think Dart can find the end zone. I like that play better than Giants money line. I've been high on these Giants. I had them to win that game against the Broncos that they ended up slipping up in, kind of threw a wrench in my plans. They're looking to move guys potentially on that D line. Is it Burns? Is it Lawrence? I don't know. I think Scatabo is the backbone of that team. He's the beating drum, and everybody's kind of down, and the New York Giants land without him. I don't know if you saw in their practice the other day, there was Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart warming up next to his helmet on the field, so that was funny to see. But I don't think they stand a chance this one. I am all over the Niners in this spot. -2.5 is a great line for them here. I think this Giants team's dead to rights without their guy. Wan'Dale Robinson's going to have a massive day with Jackson Dart at the helm. Brian's asking Nix or Dart. I would go with Dart because I think they're going to be playing from behind, so he's going to be throwing all day. And Bo Nix, I think that Texas defense is really good. You're high on those Texans. I think the reason is because of that pass rush led by Will Anderson, what they're able to do on that defensive side of the ball. But I think that Christian McCaffrey has a big day. I think George Kittle has a big day. And look at the way the defense is stepping up in the absence of Fred Warner and Nick Bosa. They just brought in Keon White via trade. The receivers, even the depth is getting it done. Jawan Jennings and Kendrick Bourne. They still have Brandon Ayuk somewhat close. They have Ricky Pearsall over there too. So I think there's just too much for the Giants to keep up with. I don't think the Giants are a team that can put up 20 points this week, and I think that the Niners can look for Mac Jones to continue his success in that Kyle Shanahan offense. I mean, fits like a glove, one of the best backups in the league. And is he going to keep that job over Brock Purdy if he can win another game here? I don't know. It's kind of an interesting thing to think about, but they just played Brock too, so. Huff, a couple of things in the chat here. We got a chance saying continue the LA weekend Rams Chargers parlay. I think that's definitely not a bad thing to look into. After we saw the Dodgers win last night, they should probably do it again. We got people saying let's go Steelers in the chat. Oh man, feel bad for you guys. Huff, I know we're probably gonna get into that game. That's such a tough spot, and you got those Ravens creeping right back up on you after a blowout win over the weak Dolphins. Zaya saying pick flex Vidal or Tucker Craft. Huff, are you riding with Tucker Craft to run it back and have another big week?
Who the Packers got? Carolina? Yeah, I'd take Kraft.
Yeah, the only thing that scares me is a little bit of a blowout scenario here where they don't need to throw too much, but Kraft will probably find the end zone. But Vidal's been really good. And you're playing against the Titans. I'd have to think he finds the end zone again. He's really sunk into that RB1 role with Hampton and Najee out, and he's looked good. I'd go with Vidal personally. Kraft isn't a bad play. I think you have two good options there to put into your flex. Lions or Chargers, D for fantasy today. Huff, why don't you take that one?
Lions or Chargers? Oh,
You
I'd go
playing against
Chargers.
Carson Wentz? Yeah,
Chargers
but
against Tennessee.
yeah, Cam Ward doesn't really get too safe for that ball. So, Jake, we have a lot of good props for this game. I like Christian McCaffrey's total yardage. I like George Kittle on the catches, and I like the Niners to win this one. Huff likes the Giants to cover. He's buying some of those points there. This is my favorite prop game. We have our favorite props and our parlay pieces coming, so make sure you stick around for that. But yeah, any other lineup questions, let us know. Huff, let's get into our next one.
Yeah, next one is the Indianapolis Colts heading to Pittsburgh to take on my Steelers. The Steelers are getting 3.5 at home, over under 51.5, and the Steelers money line is +150. Colts on the road -185. I had to look this up because I said this to Jesse the other day. I said it's weird to see the Steelers with a total of 50 or higher. So I looked up the last time the Steelers have had a total. Like a game involving the Steelers have had a betting total of 50 or higher. It was 2018 when Ben was heading to Atlanta with like AB, Ben, Bell,
Versus
and
MVP
like
Matt Ryan.
Julio Jones. I think it was Todd Gurley. Like I don't remember who else was on that Atlanta team, but the total in that one was 57.5. So almost what would that be? 7 years ago, the last time the Steelers have played in a game with a total of 50. I do think it's a high-scoring game. That's a tough total for me to take with the Steelers. But the way this defense is playing, you got to think it's a high-scoring game. The line to me makes no sense. I'm definitely scared of Jonathan Taylor in this one. I think this could get ugly, and that's why it makes no sense to me. So I'm going to take the Steelers +3.5. There's no reason they're only getting 3.5 points in this one.
Yeah,
There's no reason they're only getting 3.5 points. Tell me why they're not a 5.5 point dog.
Because they're at home and people respect that. Aaron Rodgers
I think
those
that's
garbage time stats too.
Their identity is the defense, and when that's not going, the home field, all that that literally means nothing unless the defense is going, because that's what the Pittsburgh Steelers is.
I love this Colts team here in this spot, man. And Huff, you want to know what's really tough? Is it seems like week after week now, the teams that you've been backing all year to be these great teams are going against the Steelers.
I just told you why. I just told you. I think.
No, I know. What was it last week? You had the Packers, who like you're so big on. You're like, oh god, now we got to play the Colts too. Two teams you've been riding all year long.
So, last week, I think I said this last week. I said I think we beat the Packers, lose to the Colts. Now they lost to the Packers. So now I think it's going to be reversed. And I read it wrong and beat the Colts or
Mm,
cover in a tight
that's you
one.
got a
I don't
whole
think I don't think they start 0-3 at home. I think there's value in the plus 150. Dude, this is another one
wow.
like your Patriots. There's 82% of the money on the Colts.
But the thing is, how are they going to keep up with the Indianapolis Colts? I mean, besides
The
DK
offense hasn't
Metcalf,
been the issue.
but besides DK Metcalf, what
They
is a
scored 30
reliable
points
source?
and for their games they've scored 30 points.
But last week it was looking like a low scoring game
It
until
wasn't.
that late touchdown, garbage time touchdown. I mean, besides DK Metcalf, who are you relying on to get offense in this game?
Jalen Warren, any of our 3 tight ends that have shown that they've gotten going against Cincinnati that had
Not
100 yards,
consistently though.
150
I
receiving
mean,
yards?
all right, well, we're taking the Cincinnati defense into account now. Come on, that team's
You're
brutal.
asking who you're going to go to when you have tight ends that have 100-yard receiving games. That's who you're going to go to.
I don't know if we can count anything against that Cincinnati Bengals defense. I think I could throw to you for over 100 yards in that one.
I don't know about that.
But this defense for the Pittsburgh Steelers does worry me big time. You have the league leading MVP if it wasn't a quarterback award, and Jonathan Taylor coming in, Mr. Hat Trick. Does he score multiple touchdowns today? I do think so. Jake
Probably.
Rodriguez asking for a pick in this one. I think the safest one is for him to get him once. He had that to a little parlay leg. Definitely tough odds there. Also, that guy Tyler Warren is uncoverable. We saw Tucker Kraft absolutely light up the Steelers defense last week. I'm looking for Warren to do the same. And can the Steelers defense get any pressure against Daniel Jones? I know that Indianapolis Colts O-line is looking really strong. That's why Daniel Jones is also up there in the MVP race or the comeback player of the year race, whatever it may be. But Aaron Rodgers is going to have to be slinging. He's going to need to account for 4 total touchdowns. That offense is at least to keep them in this game. I think the Colts are putting up a lot of points here. At least you have the leg of Chris Boswell. That's probably my favorite bet here is Chris Boswell over 1.5 field goals made. Jake Rodriguez, throw that one into your props right there. Boswell over 1.5 field goals, usually a pretty safe one. Second best kicker in the league behind Brandon Aubrey. I also think that DK Metcalf is going to get absolutely fed this game. He's the best player on their offensive side of the ball, and Rodgers finds him early and often. So look at those big guns in this one. I like Warren, I like Taylor, I like DK Metcalf, and I like Boswell to have big games. This has got to be a good one, I think, if the Steelers want to kind of keep their hopes alive. Huff, if you guys lose this one, you're only 1 game up on the Ravens. How you feeling going into the rest of the season?
Not good. I still don't think we win the division.
Yeah, the schedule for
Even
that
sitting the
Raven.
way it is right now, I know how the Steelers play games. Like they win games they shouldn't, they lose games they should, or they win games that they
Does
shouldn't, they
Mike
lose games that
Tomlin
they.
continue his streak of above 500 record?
They're gonna finish. They're gonna finish. I have the Ravens at 10-7. I did the schedule predictor thing. I think it was the Ravens were 10-7. The Steelers finished 9-8.
All right, so that'll be an interesting one. Weaker division than we normally expect. Jake Rodriguez, 2 quick questions here. Tyler Warren, Huff, receptions or yards? DK Metcalf, receptions or yards? I like the receptions for DK. For Tyler Warren, I think I'm going for the receptions as well.
Yeah, I would take both receptions.
They're both target hogs, number 1 target in both their offense.
Warren's gonna have a touchdown today.
I think the both
Tyler
of them
Warren.
score a touchdown. All of us missed on the card last week. DK Metcalf getting in the end zone is almost automatic. The amount Aaron Rodgers looks at him and the way he's able to target him, there's no one else
That's why he
trusts.
wanted him.
There's no one else he trusts more than DK Metcalf on that offense. There's a reason they went
That
and got
like
him.
you guys were like, why would you trade Pickens for basically like swap Pickens for him?
Pickens is
Rodgers
great
wanted a
too.
guy he knows he could trust.
Pickens is great too. I'm a big Pickens fan.
Well, yeah, I mean, but
But the
you know,
under
again, I've
contract
told you the
has
whole thing. He wasn't signing here, so
yeah,
that was a
the
writing on
fact
the
you're
wall.
able to get DK Metcalf
Move
to
on a
stay,
year early than a year late because a year
yeah.
late you weren't getting anything for him.
No, big fan of both. Imagine if you could have both with Aaron Rodgers. That would have been something. But there's no chance that was happening, I don't think.
I
Zaya
still
saying
think we're gonna trade for a receiver just because the Steelers love to get a float around the 9.
Calvin
8
Ridley?
wins. Uh-huh.
Calvin Ridley?
I would like that.
Yeah, maybe he'd actually want to play for you too, because I know he's just sitting out down there in Tennessee, out once again this week, just because why would you want to play for that team?
You'd be an awesome too.
I'll tell you what, if you need a receiver later this week, though, Chamira Dike for the Tennessee Titans and Elik Iomanor, those two get a lot of targets, and they're always playing from behind, not too bad, and they're usually available on the waiver wire. Zaya saying pick flex, Sutton, Wandale, or Genty. I'm going to go with Genty, just the volume-based
Yeah.
option there. I mean, I know he's going up against a tougher defense.
He is the Raiders offense.
Yeah, he's going to get 25 plus touches. Wandale Robinson does see about 10 targets a game. That's not a bad pick either. If you're in a full PPR league, maybe you do go with Wandale, but I think Genty has the best chance of getting the end zone. I'm not going with Sutton this week. I just think that Texans defense is good, and I think that might be a low-scoring game between them and the Broncos this week. But yeah, Hoff, let's jump into our next game here. America's Game of the Week, perhaps the best rivalry in all of sports, as Tony Romo said. So let's dive right in.
Yeah, we have the battle of the two, I'd say top teams in the AFC right now. Obviously, Colts right there, but who everyone considers Super Bowl contenders. We've seen it many times in the playoffs. Kansas City heading to Buffalo this time, and Buffalo is getting 2 points at home, over under 52.5. Bills money line plus 110, Chiefs minus 130. I went back and forth on this one a couple times. I think I'm settling on the Chiefs. I think that's my final pick. The fact that they're a favorite in Buffalo, I think, shows that this team is back. The way Mahomes is playing, I cannot bet against him right now. The Bills haven't really played anyone the past few weeks that have really shown me, they're playing that great. Yeah, they're picking up wins. They're 5-2, but the Chiefs, the way they've turned their season around the past few weeks, I'm going to take them to pick up another win here in a tough matchup in Buffalo. It won't be easy. I think this is a great live bet game because I think you'll be able to catch both of these teams down at some point in this game. I think this will be a high scoring back and forth game. I know the Chiefs defense has been playing good, but every time these teams play each other, I feel like both teams are up in the 20s, 28, 27, somewhere in that. I think it's a great live betting spot, but I'm for a pregame pick. I'm going to take the Chiefs -2.
Yeah, you already know I was on the Chiefs here coming into this one, Huff. I just think that the way Patrick Mahomes is playing with Rasheed Rice back, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, Travis Kelsey, they're looking to get Pacheco going a little bit more, even though he's out this week. They got Hunt in that spot. He's coming off that 2 touchdown performance. I think if you have Kareem Hunt in any of your leagues, you can fire up this week. He probably finds the end zone. A lot of points here in this one. I know the total's sitting pretty high, but I'm going to take the over here. I think these two duke it out. They both combine for a few touchdowns. Look for Patrick Mahomes to continue his running prowess. Maybe they both run one in. You want to hear a crazy prop parlay? An anytime touchdown between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen is probably some crazy value. And they both have been running the ball very well this year, and they both can definitely get in the end zone. I think that Mahomes throws over 2.5. I look for Kelsey to have another big day. I look for Rasheed to find the end zone. But meanwhile, on the Buffalo side of the ball, it's going to be an interesting match for James Cook going up against that D line and Steve Spagnuolo. I do think he does find the end zone along with Josh Allen. If he is Kincaid back in the mix too, is it's another big place for them coming off of a recent bye week for the Bills too, is a nice spot to be in. But a win here is big for my Patriots to claim the AFC East. And I know the Bills are at home and they handled Mahomes in the regular season. I believe Josh Allen's 4-1 against Mahomes in the regular season,
Yeah,
4-0 for Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. But I
yeah.
think that the Chiefs get this one. Like you said, he's playing MVP caliber football. Patrick Mahomes showing why he's still the best quarterback in the league. Some people starting to question that, which is crazy to me. Um, but yeah, I'm going to go with them here in this spot. I don't
Yes.
think that the Bills have enough on offense to get it done. Shakir doesn't sell it for me. Kincaid is good. Cook's good, but it's just the Josh Allen show. I think Mahomes' full supporting cast is much better.
I think they need a big game out of Cook, and that's going to be tough against this Chiefs rush defense. But
Yeah, and he showed he can do it. I mean, he
yeah,
breaks those
last
last week.
game he had what 180 yards or something like that.
Yeah, but sometimes against those tough defenses, they don't
He
commit to
does
the
struggle.
run,
Yeah,
and, I don't know. Those Cooks, I'm not a big fan. Dalvin Cook, he ended his stardom pretty quickly. I don't know how long James Cooks will stay around too, but he just got paid, so they're thinking for a while. This is gonna be a great game, though. Excited to watch this one. You said we don't have a great 4 o'clock slate, but we do get blessed with this one, Huff. I don't think anybody's eyes are leaving this. Who do you think has a big game in this one? I think it's Rasheed Rice.
Rasheed Rice.
Kelsey again or no? He's been looking really good lately.
I like your quarterbacks to run it in
That's gonna be
play.
a good odds play. Any chance you can pull that up quick?
Let me do it on my phone. When I click around on my computer, it doesn't show me like the live odds.
Yeah, because Mahomes, the way he's been running, he's been their true run game. I think his rushing prop. Shout out Beak Patel, he's big on this one. His rushing props usually around like 28 yards, and he usually runs for like 50. He can get that all in 1 or 2 runs. He's always going for the sticks. He's always out there. But I think I might throw half a unit on that Huff, put it on the card, and maybe get like plus 700. I'm guessing
I bet it's way higher than 700.
because Mahomes is probably plus 350, and Allen's probably plus 120. I guess something like that.
Allen is plus 105.
Yeah.
Mahomes is plus 350. It's plus 600.
All right, yeah, it's not too bad. Half a unit play. Chat, let me know if you're riding that one. The double quarterback play in this high scoring matchup with two that like to run the ball and they're always near the goal line. They have a nose for points and do whatever it
I
takes
like
to win.
Rasheed Rice minus 110 on MGM.
Yeah, I think you can take almost anybody in this game. I also like Travis Kelsey. He's probably sitting there about plus 120, I'd guess. Maybe plus 150.
Let me see. Yeah, he
Dalton
was around that
Kincaid,
range.
two of them.
Plus
Kincaid,
110.
Kincaid more of a reception guy. Yeah, but this is gonna be a fun one. I think whatever you chalk up is in a good spot. Huff, let's jump into our next game here. Chiefs Bills will definitely be hyped for that one.
Yeah. Sunday night football. We have the Seahawks and Commanders. Commanders are getting 3 points at home over under 48.5. Commanders money line is plus 135. Seahawks minus 160. You want to start us out on this one?
Yeah, I mean, is this team dead to rights? Um, I don't know. Without Jaden Daniels, they look terrible. Bill has kind of fallen back to earth in the run game. Terry McLaurin's been in and out of the lineup. Debo Samuel's been eh. The defense outside of Bobby Wagner hasn't been too great. I know Marshawn Lattimore had that interception last week, but the Seahawks are absolutely rolling. I think the pressure is going to get after whatever quarterback they throw out there. A lot of sacks this week. The run game of KW3 and Zach Charbonnet has been really strong. JSN, perhaps the best wide receiver in the NFL, if not top five, definitely. Sam Darnold showing he's worth the money too. In the way that they're playing, I think that the Seahawks go on the road and win this game once again. I think that -3 is a very generous line. The Commanders' defense kind of held them in the game in the first half, but then it got opened up completely, and Mahomes tore him to shreds. Look for JSN to have a massive game here this week. I think he's going to have double-digit targets, double-digit receptions, go for the triple-digit century mark in yardage, and he's going to find the end zone. Let's go with maybe a little ladder play, yards, catches, touchdown for JSN. He could do that again. I think both running backs, KW3 and Charbonnet, find the end zone, even though KW3 usually just runs the ball and Charbonnet runs it in. But yeah, it's going to be a tough day once again for the Redskins, Commanders, whatever you call them. Huff, is there any chance they can win this game?
I don't know about win the game. I think they can maybe keep it close. I'm not going to have a play on the spread. I kind of like the total over 48.5. I think this will be a little bit higher scoring. I know that Seahawks defense is pretty pesky, but I think Daniels will be able to move the ball. They've shown a little bit, better. The team's definitely better with him under center than Mariota. I think they had a little bit of a rushing threat. Your boy Krosky Merritt in the backfield. Terry McLaurin, is he going in this game? Do we know?
He's in, he's out. And when he is he even that much of an impact?
I like the total. I think it's a higher scoring game. The Commanders defense to me isn't anything scary. Like you said, I think JSN will be able to move the ball downfield, stretch the field, him and
Lattimore can't
Darnold.
keep up with him.
Yeah, that's what I think he could have a huge game. I think the Seahawks can put up most of the points needed for this total, and the Commanders just need to do their part. I'll take over 48.5 in this one.
I mean, remember the last time we saw the Seahawks in the prime time with that 10 o'clock start? I mean, they were all over CJ Stroud. I think they're doing the same thing to the Commanders here this week, but they gave up some late points, so you never know. That total could be something to look into. But yeah, I'm leaning all Seahawks here.
Yeah. All right. We'll get into our team parlay for this week. We have a four-legger on the slate, 2 touchdowns, a money line, and a total. I'm going with the Lions on the money line. We are going with the Lions on the money line. Jahmyr Gibbs, anytime touchdown in the 1 o'clock slate. Then in the 4 o'clock slate, we have a Travis Etienne anytime touchdown there for the Jaguars against Vegas, and an alternate under 60.5 for Bills Chiefs. Overall, four-legger is plus 479. We've been hitting these parlays at a very good rate. I believe we are 4-4 through 8 weeks. So up a bunch of units, hitting it, literally 500 right now. So looking to keep that rolling with the parlays. But our mortal locks for this week, I'm going with the G-Men +3, -118
Wow.
with the official odds to get that extra half point. Jesse going with the Steelers +3.5. He will be in attendance at that game. I was supposed to be. Plans changed.
Wow,
I
I don't
cannot
like
go
either of
anymore.
those legs. Chat, you like either of
These
those?
are these are mortal locks, not the parlay. Go with your mortal lock.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Seahawks here at -3. I think they're in a good spot on Sunday Night Football, and they're absolutely rolling. We got Chance saying Darnold and Daniel Jones 2 TD passing parlay. Chat, let me know if you agree with that one. Are you backing Huff and Jesse with 2 dogs as their mortal locks of the week? One going with the Steelers, one going with the Giants against 2 very strong teams record-wise, at least. I'm going with the favorite on Sunday Night Football. I don't think there's a chance that the Commanders win this one. I think they missed the playoffs in a year that everybody thought they would return to stardom after reaching the NFC Championship. But we've seen crazier things happen. Yeah, a bunch of 3-point spreads for our mortal locks. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure wherever you're watching from, leave us a like, follow, share, subscribe. We appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Leave any last second comments in there. Any fantasy questions, betting questions, anything else, you can throw at us on Twitter, hitthebooks.pod. You can catch all of our official plays. Hitthebooks.pod on Instagram, and actually hitthebooks_pod on Twitter. Sorry about that. So you can tweet at us there as well. But thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys this week for a week 9 recap. And as we head into week 10 in the NFL, it's crazy. We're already almost at week 10, but a great slate today. You can catch all of our official plays coming out around, say, 11:30.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
Go Pats, baby.